Hey, 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 Coach Wheeler here, and today's message is a little bit of a controversial one. I want to talk about ADHD and how it seems to be such a common thing that everybody's got it. And I'm not dismissing people that do have it, but I want to talk about the fact that it could be a social contagious idea. Social media promotes it. The big pharmas benefit from it, which we all know they benefit from our sickness anyway. They don't want us to be healthy and well. It's a cash cow for them. And Dr. Berg was recently talking about nutrition in children and how if they have bad diets and different things, it can affect their moods and who they are. Plus, not to mention your socio-economic conditions, your life, the family that you have, the job that you have, the college that you're in, if you're being bullied, all different things can amount to things that can affect us as human beings. But let me give you a little list of some of the things that are put in an objective test of why you might have ADHD. Listen to this. Makes mistakes frequently, does not listen when spoken to directly, cannot play quietly, loses things, often fidgets, too much energy, doesn't follow through and complete things, and talks too much. I mean, all of those things sound like me. Some days I'm all of those things, and other days I have no motivation, I can't focus, and does that mean I've got ADHD? Well, I don't want it, and I don't believe it. And that might be controversial, but I've heard so many discussions about it. Doctors, psychologists, Jordan Peterson even talks about social contagious diseases where society believes something and it almost becomes popular, and that might sound controversial, but I think it's true. And if you believe something, you'll receive it. What you believe is what you'll receive. Where your focus goes, your energy flows. Like they say, don't talk negatively to yourself because your brain, your mind will start to believe it and then it starts to manifest into reality. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to make things harder for yourself if you don't actually have it? And I hear people saying, friends saying, well, you might have ADHD or you could have this. Go into a doctor. Speak to a professional before you give yourself something you might not have. I was speaking to a chap a few years ago and we were talking about some sessions and we got into it and he had a few problems and ADHD came up and I was, we were talking around it and it always seemed to be a distraction, always seemed to be something, well, I can't do it because of my ADHD. That stops me because of my ADHD. And I thought, wow, this is really tricky. Maybe we need to get some help with his doctor. So I talked about coordinating with his doctor and his medical. Oh, I haven't got a doctor. And I was like, well, how do you know you've got ADHD? And he said, well, I self-diagnosed. I went online and I looked at the symptoms and I think I've got it. And it's like, I said, well, why would you want it? Why would you want to make life harder for yourself than it doesn't need to be? Social media doesn't help. It distracts us. Social media can be great, but it can be terrible, just like a knife. A knife is good for cutting things, carving things, spreading jam and a bit of Lurpak on your toast, but it can also be used to stab someone. So we have to be intelligent and use these things wisely. Use your mind wisely. Use your life wisely. Don't give yourself something that might make the game harder for you than it already is. On certain days I wake up and I feel like king of the world and I can do anything. Other days I wake up and I've got everything on this list. That doesn't mean I've got ADHD. And even if I have it, like Jimmy Carr said, I don't want it. There is no blood test to prove I've got it. They're human behaviors. They're human patterns. I think we've lost touch with the fact that we are human beings, that our moods and our emotions and our thoughts and our experiences and our lives and our families and our jobs and our ambitions and all those things play a massive part on whether we're happy or content. And it's about finding peace and balance in life to make because when you find someone that's got a purpose and they know what they're doing, they don't seem to have any issues. They're always happy. They're always going in the right direction. When you find people that are lost, stuck, trapped, not where they need to be, in a horrible relationship, they've got they really struggle. They look tired, sad, lost, because they're not where they should be. So don't make the game harder for yourself, yeah? Let's be wise, let's be kind, let's be intelligent. Let's not dismiss people that do have it. Let's help them, but let's make the world a better place and not believe in something that you don't need to have. That is today's message. I hope it helps. Take care of your beautiful selves and each other. I love you all. Peace.